You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Vanderpump Rules After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Vanderpump Rules After Show.
Rules don't apply.
Welcome to the Vanderpump Rules AFTERBUZZ TV After Show. This is episode 5, season 2, Surlesque. Ooh, that was perfect.
We should do this.
I didn't plan that at all. I'm your host, Jake Dupree.
I'm Kristina Zias. I'm Sabrina Walker.
And I'm Michelle Renee.
Thanks for joining us. We're just going to listen to this song the entire time because I guarantee you it's more interesting than the episode that we just watched.
Shade.
All right, so let's get started talking about it. We see Stassi and Katie come to meet Natalie at SUR, and Natalie is planning Guillermo's surprise 45th birthday. Now, is it his 50th or his 45th? Because they said 45, but the cake is 50.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So are they lying about his age?
That's so weird.
Yeah, right?
I didn't even see the cake, but I'm just assuming that she may have said 45 to kind of play along and have
then
him
Lisa
feel
said
better
50,
about him.
of course, because Lisa's always the one to like bust somebody out.
He must be 50 then. He looks good for, you know.
Yeah, he does.
He looks
He's a
very
good
handsome.
looking
He
man.
is a handsome man.
I like him. I likes it. And then Natalie wants Katie and Stassi to dance burlesque because a few years ago, the SUR girls took burlesque dance classes.
Wow.
I was like, cool, awesome. And then Natalie also hired girls to dance, and Katie and Stassi will be dancing with them. And so they do their little number. And then the burlesque girl comes out wearing like pasties and her boobs out. I was like, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
That was hot.
What I thought was amazing was Lisa's little demonstration.
Did you see her swing the tassels?
She was like, I invented sexy. Lisa's so fucking hot. She's the best part of the show, and excuse my language, but that's how I feel.
She is really hot. And I loved her in that hat too. I was like, I want to see her perform with like the Pussycat Dolls in Vegas. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes, definitely.
They have some of these other dumb housewives on there. They can have Lisa on there.
Well, I mean, didn't she, this is kind of a digression, but didn't she not really
Perform
enjoy
that well.
enjoy the whole Dancing with the Stars thing? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe she's one of those that like talks the talk but can't really walk the walk. You know, she thinks she
clearly
invented
she was-
sexy, but then when she
Interesting
really gets there.
observation.
Yeah, because
I mean, I think she is sexy, and I think she looks great for her age, which I don't know what her age is. But
maybe she's not the best mover. She can give really good face.
Best shaker,
Maybe that.
not the best mover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was shaking it.
She was shaking it. She was swinging those tassels. I was like, that is really hard.
are her breasts real? Are they? They look real.
They do look real. You don't think they're real?
I think she
Space.
has a little bit of a lift.
Oh, a lift. but
yeah.
not an
There's
It's not
implant.
an
a lift.
implant. I think there's been a little.
A lift.
A little.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
I didn't know if it was an implant that's been in for about 9 years, so it looks real natural, or if it was
That was
like
shade.
Kim Kardashian's breasts. They look so real because she's had them forever.
Wait, you don't think her breasts are real?
Kim Kardashian's breasts are fake. Her and Kourtney have fake boobs.
Yeah. I think that's like
They
a
have
known
them
thing.
under the muscle, and they've had them for a while, so they look so natural these days.
What?
I knew that Courtney's.
Digression. sorry,
I mean, I'm
tangent.
just
Sorry,
saying that's
tangent.
what I thought that Lisa Vanderpump may have had, but I wasn't sure because she's a little bit older. And
Tangents. We're all about a tangent tonight.
and about boobs.
Because the tangents are more interesting than this show.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
dig.
All right, so
dig.
moving on, we see Sheena kind of showing Ariana around SUR, and Ariana says, everyone in LA knows that SUR is the #1 place for cray. And I was
All
like,
right.
Yeah.
all right, it is. And Sheena, Sheena was like, I love Ariana. She has this cool, chill, hipster vibe. And I do. I think that Ariana's refreshing for the girls they have on the show. Like, there's no one that's really like her. Or maybe it's because she works at Villa Blanca and she's not working at SUR.
Honestly, I hope she is as cool as they show her in the show.
Yeah.
Because she has I feel like more than any other girl on here, like, you like her.
Yeah.
Every other girl is just trying to start drama, and she just seems cool and fun. I feel like when the guys are on your side, it gives you a little bit more credit, to be honest with you.
Because the guys,
the girls
it's
are
like-
cray.
It's just like, I wish that they would continue, if the show gets another season, which I honestly would be surprised if it does. I think we all can agree on that. I mean, sorry, but like, I think that if they do, they need to fill the show with people like her. Because I'm sure out of all the people that work at Villa Blanca and Sur, they can find people that are cool, like she is.
Like
But
Tina.
cool, like Tina.
Yeah.
Tina seems really cool.
She's so cool.
and actually has things going on in her life, I think.
But cool doesn't make for a great reality show. Cool makes for a great friend to hang out with, maybe.
But it's like, at one point, like, people, I feel like people aren't even buying into, like, all the crazy cuckoo-ness that happens on this season.
No, I agree. I like Ariana. She seems very chill and like she's going to bring some stability to the group, maybe. But I just think that for a reality show, and especially one like this one, a cast full of characters like her would make the show even more boring than it is this season.
I think the reason we find the show so boring is because it's exactly
like it
the
was
same
last
season we watched last year.
Yeah. I think the reason why everyone loved the first season is because it was super refreshing, because all this drama was like, oh my god, this is so cool and like crazy, and they're just like, this is insane, they all work together and that's amazing. But now it's just like a year later and it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
I wonder how her and Sheena are as friends together, because I mean I like Sheena, but they're kind of different.
I think that's probably why they're
guess.
friends, is because they're so different. Maybe.
Opposites
I mean, I
attract.
just would assume she would hang out with someone a little bit more artsy and, you know,
Sheena's a
kinda
musician.
cool and-
True.
okay. No, I didn't mean it like that. But I mean, she's more of a pop star than like
Like indie.
than more of like an indie. Let me play my guitar and have like dreadlocks. You know, like that's someone that I see Ariana being best friends with. And I mean, I don't know her from like Adam's House Cat, but she, you know,
I like that saying.
I mean, I'm sure they're friends, but I would be interesting. It would be interesting to see how their friendship plays out, you know?
For sure. All right, so moving on. Stassi comes over to Kristen's house, and they're going to pick out outfits for passport pictures.
Photo shoot.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I love how Kristen was like, it's the most important photo shoot is like a passport picture. I was like, what? Like, no one sees that but like the customs agent, correct? Really?
I don't know.
But I do know that
Tyra
Tyra Banks was discovered on her passport picture.
Shut up.
She was sitting next to a photographer, and he saw her picture. And he thought she was beautiful, and then she showed him her passport picture, and he was like, loves it.
That's amazing.
Famous.
Well, I think it's kind of like a license.
necessary.
You know, when you have that ugly picture on your license?
Yeah.
It's like,
For 10 years at least.
yeah.
I wish they talked about why they were getting their passport photos. Is there a trip that's coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen?
They go to Cabo, no?
Yeah. Yes, they do. They go to Cabo. So, surprise. Surprise, viewers.
Whenever I was at home over the weekend for Thanksgiving, I found my passport from when I was like 13 years old, and it was the ugliest thing I'd ever seen in my life. So it is kind of important.
It is. Yeah.
I had sympathy with these guys in this scene.
But I feel like you use it less than you do a license. So it's like mine's been hiding. No one has seen my passport. So
Yeah.
if it's bad, who's going to see it really?
Exactly.
Customs.
That's how I feel. And Stassi says being friends with Kristen is so chaotic. One minute she's like running out of brunch. The next minute she's like, come over and style me. Do you think that it would be chaotic being friends with Kristen?
Yes.
A bit.
That wasn't even a question. Out of your mouth. You were like, yes. You're over it.
I'm like exhausted being friends with all of them, and I'm not even their friend. It's just tiring.
It is. And like all the, like, skipping ahead to all the drama that was happening at the restaurant during Guillermo's party, I was like, can you imagine that being your life?
No.
No.
Honestly, I said this last week or the week before, or whatever. I sympathize with Kristen. Like, at a certain point, I kind of feel bad for her. And this is skipping ahead. We can get into it later on. But, like, I feel like she needs to be, like, mind your own business. Which she does try and say. But, like, seriously, like, these other girls look pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, leave her relationship alone. Like, why do you care?
Like, it has no effect on their life whatsoever.
At all.
I mean, like, why do they care?
So they can get TV time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
They
Just-
look so pathetic to me. It's
Well, Danielle's
unbelievable.
actually really pretty. I know that has nothing to
is
do with her
pretty.
character, but She looks great.
I mean, she is pretty, obviously.
I'm all about the looks. I don't care how you are.
Everyone in Sarah is so
It's
good
so petty and
looking.
cray.
We also find out that Kristen has a mugshot for her DUI. She was like, I kind of got a DUI. I was like, good for you, girl.
I think she's going to
Live your
catch a lot of...
life.
Go, girl.
She always talks about how, like, fans dislike her, and I think that she shouldn't have been so unapologetic for the fact she got a DUI. Like, I think that's going to make more people dislike her.
And she also said this stuff about, I kind of got out of it because I was hot.
Yeah,
like, I looked really hot.
yeah.
And it was like, ooh,
I think she should have. I mean, is like parents that know their kids watch this show. It's kind of encouraging drinking and driving. I just think she should have watched what she said.
Okay, might be a silly question, but DUI is obviously driving under the influence. So, like, how does that differ from DWI?
It means, like, she had alcohol in her system. It didn't mean that she was like,
intoxicated.
swerving, like, cuckoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both bad. I think.
Yeah. DWI is worse, I think.
Yeah.
But I digress.
I love how Stassi was like, I thought it was gonna be something cool, like you robbed a bank, which would have been.
It's like in
more
LA,
interesting.
it's like a lot of people have DUIs and DWIs.
Not that it's
figured it would be
acceptable
like-
Not
at
that it's
all.
acceptable. Not that it's acceptable.
I would have
yeah.
figured it would have been like domestic violence or something, like her and Tom.
Oh my god.
That was shade all the way. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of Stassi gets a call from Jax. I don't know how that's gonna segue, but
Domestic violence.
Yeah, domestic
Speaking
violence.
of.
Stassi and Jax. Yes. Stassi gets a call from Jax, and he's at the hospital because he has a lump in his chest, specifically a lump under his nipple. And I think it is definitely from those hormones. I think so for
okay.
sure. I think so for sure.
Because I had a question. I mean, I don't take steroids and I mean not that he takes steroids, but I don't take supplements and protein shakes and stuff. I don't do that. So I legitimately had a question: do vitamins and workout stuff like that
whenever your
really cause
whenever your hormone levels, because that stuff like gives you more testosterone so you can build muscle faster. It completely changes all your levels and it can give you breasts, and that's what that is. It's like a lump under the nipple.
Oh, you think that's what that is?
Yes, because my little brother, he took steroids to help himself grow because he was really short for a really, really long time, and he took that to grow. And one of the side effects, he didn't get this, but a side effect could be that, like rocks under your nipples.
Like gyno? Is that gyno?
I don't know what the name of it is. Like rocks under your nipples.
But do they warn, like, if you do get a rock under your nipple, it's not cancerous more than likely? Or do they say it may or may not be cancerous?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I just find it interesting because he did say that there is a history of breast cancer in his family. His mom has had lumps and his dad has had lumps.
In his armpit, yeah.
Right. So I wasn't aware to the fact that that could happen. I feel like
men?
I've got to get on my boyfriend after the show for that too.
For men, you didn't think that breast cancer could
No,
happen?
no.
Oh.
That I was aware of. I didn't realize how often it did happen. But I don't know why. I just thought that like this whole play up was just for Stassi to get mad at him for something, like producer driven. I didn't really think it was an issue.
Yeah, it seemed, and everything, all this conversation was just kind of like happening around cancer, and I was like, cancer is like a very serious thing.
Right.
Like, not from drinking
so
your protein.
lightly.
Yeah.
It was like cancer.
And then he's like in the kitchen with Tom, and he's like, I have cancer. Stassi. Like,
That's exactly what happened too.
Exactly. Moving on to like a little bit of lighter scene, and this is why I kind of like Ariana a lot. Tom and Ariana go vintage shopping at one of my favorite stores, Jet Rag in LA. If you ever here, check it out. It's amazing. And I just think they have so much fun together. And like they said it, they have so much fun together and it's cute. What? What's that?
I mean,
face,
I just
Michelle?
think it was inappropriate.
You do?
I don't care if my boyfriend, I mean, that's probably why I don't have one, but I don't care if he is friends with someone. I don't care if he's friends with someone or not. Like, I don't know. Why
To
are
go
they at
shopping with someone?
Yeah, you go shopping with me. I help you pick out your thrift clothes.
Thrift shopping.
I mean, especially when there's already tension with the situation. Okay, maybe I don't hate if you go shopping with your best girlfriend from childhood that you've known for 15 years. But to go shopping with a girl that there's already rumors surrounding y'all's relationship, it's a little bit insensitive. Maybe it's not, maybe there's no harm there, but I think that he's not being sensitive to the fact that Kristen obviously is insecure. She's obviously jealous. He admits that in his confessional. So why would you add insult to injury and go shopping with Ariana?
I mean, that makes sense, but I just don't... I mean, they've been working together for 4 years, and they had a problem 2 years ago. So it seems like Kristen is trying to get over it and be, like, fine with it. And I think that these stupid girls, like, getting in her head and being like, oh, your boyfriend is sleeping with this girl, I think that's going to screw up with her brain, and she's going to be like, oh, maybe it is real, whenever she doesn't necessarily believe that it is real. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of confusing, but...
Do you think that if you were Ariana, you would think it was a problem? Like, you going shopping with your guy friend?
I mean, I like that she said that maybe her being around it, Sir, and Kristen, like, getting to know her will kind of relieve the stress of, like, everything that's happening. I do think it's a little bit insensitive.
Yeah,
but did he tell her that he was going shopping?
Yeah,
with
and I wonder how it came about also. Is it like, did Tom invite her, or did she invite Tom?
Do they just hang out? Like,
yeah, did they just hang out?
Them?
Did production invite both of them? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested in how the conversation, like happens,
how it happened,
and where Kristen was when they were shopping, what Kristen knew, like, you know.
Yeah.
It is really interesting because when I was watching it, no part of me thought that was weird or inappropriate. And I think that if one of my guy friends was like, oh, do you want to come shopping with me? I'd be like, yeah, sure. But now on the other side of it, if it was like my boyfriend, like just shopping with this girl who I wasn't necessarily comfortable with, it is kind of shady.
Yeah.
And they've been in such a weird place. They're finally in like a good place that I think don't even start something. You know what I mean? It's cool if you guys want to be friends, but like give it some time. You guys just got to like a good place.
And he did say that. He was like, I'm nervous about Ariana being there because it could cause problems with me and Kristen, you know.
I think just like keep working, like continue working together and like showing her that you guys can work together and all be friends, but like I don't know, maybe the thrift shopping thing could have waited a little bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe even they all three hang out together.
Yeah.
Right. And hang out in a group setting first, so Kristen can see their chemistry firsthand and see for herself and determine, oh, okay, they're just friends, or oh, maybe this does seem like a little bit more, so she can judge it for herself.
Yeah, but I didn't, seeing the two of them and in this scene, I didn't get like a boyfriend-girlfriend vibe from them. I got like a friend vibe from them. Like, you're my bro kind of thing.
Really? I feel like I got like, hey, like, you're my bro, but I want you to be my girl.
This is a question that I was talking about this with somebody. Do you think that straight guys and straight girls can be actually friends with each other?
No.
I think so.
Without wanting to sleep with each other?
I think so, but I know my boyfriend would say no. I feel like girls can be friends with guys.
You think guys can't be friends with girls, though?
I mean, I do think they do, but I know I fight with my boyfriend about this stuff all the time, so. And I know he would say absolutely not.
It's interesting because, I mean, this is very on topic with the two of them. I do think, well, I do and I don't, because I think that if they were like, you want to do it? They'd be like, let's do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I totally pick up like a hookup vibe, like that there's like something between them, like there's some tension between them. That's what I thought the entire time. Like, sure, they're chill and stuff, but like, I feel like there's something underneath it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel even they keep saying like they haven't slept together, and I think maybe they've messed, and so I think even more so than if they had just had sex already, it's kind of that curiosity there of like what could have been or what it would be like. I mean, Ariana's really hot. Like, I'm sure he wants to cash that. Like,
honestly, I just feel so bad because I'm just picturing Kristen being like in the fitting room this entire time.
I know.
Like just completely cut out of the scene. Like imagine she was there the entire time. Poor girl. I'm on like Team Kristen right now.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel for Kristen. I think that these girls are like putting bad stuff in her head that doesn't need to be there. But I do think that she also needs to be more secure in just herself and her relationship. But maybe she's not given a reason to be secure. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we see this is one of my favorite scenes of the episode because I thought it was really funny. Stassi visiting Jax, and she brings him this cake, and she's supposed to be like comforting him, and then she like totally like hits him right in the balls, and I'm like, I love you. Like she is reality TV gold. Like she is good for this stuff.
She is good.
Yeah, and I love that he like brings up his sweater line, and she's like, "This is something I've been working for." And I'm like, "How did this get flipped on you? Like, when did the script change and it get like back on you?"
But imagine being her and wanting to have a career in the fashion industry and just hearing like this guy, like, where the hell did this sweater line come from? Like, I was just telling Jake earlier, I saw him at the Grove this weekend, and that boy like sweater looked like it was from a decade ago. Okay, he wears the same stuff all the time, like it has poles in it. And I'm sorry, like just because you wear sweaters and Andy Cohen like comments on you wearing the same sweater all the time does not mean you got the right to create a sweater line.
Someone probably offered him a sweater line. That's what I see. I don't see him being like, oh, I want to create my own sweater line. I see some sweater manufacturer somewhere being like, hey, let's put Jax's name on our product and then it'll sell more. And that's his sweater line.
Wouldn't Stassi have known about that, though?
I mean, I don't understand why she's making such a big deal about it. There's enough out there for everyone to... To me, it seems like she was jealous of him, and it's like, that's a guy that she used to date.
Do you think she's jealous because she doesn't have a product to promote?
Yeah. And it's like, even though she's been working on this, we haven't seen that. So what is she doing? Not to say she's not, but, I mean, to the viewer, they're both on the same level as far as their, you know...
Career
and their fashion lines.
If anything, he would be more of, like, the fashion career because he's actually done modeling stuff. I mean, she's done it, but I don't know what.
I mean, I just thought she was being a jealous little brat. If he wants a sweater line, then why is it making you upset?
I just don't understand why she would attack him for it and be like, "You're a fool." You know, like at least he's having a goal. Like she always tells him to have these goals, and all of a sudden he has like some kind of goal, dream, and she's like, "You're an idiot."
And at least say it behind his back if you're gonna say.
I feel like she just hates him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say while I was watching, and I was like, all she does is just break him down. It's like he could go to the moon tomorrow, and I feel like she would still just like find a reason to like be upset with him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's just like they're just not meant to be.
Yeah,
like there's too much stuff that's happened that is preventing them from being in a relationship. What did you think about her like pouring out all of his pills and powders and stuff?
You think that was real?
I mean, it's hard to tell. They did look like a little Tic Tac.
Why are you putting them in the garbage disposal? Like, why not just throw them in the trash can? Maybe she thought he was going to go through it and, like, get them later.
Try to collect them out.
That's going to clog all those pills. That's going to clog the garbage disposal. And then there's going to be a freaking backup in the person below him or above, you know? Like, dang, be considerate.
It just makes me sad, like, seeing him beat up by her all the time. I mean, I know he cheated on her, but, like, she is an ass to him. Like, she is.
No, I totally agree. Like, I get it happened, and I'm not condoning it whatsoever, but make up your mind. Either end things with him for good or forgive him and move on. But don't just, like, be in this limbo and hold him accountable all the time. It's unfair.
I don't feel bad for him at all.
Really?
I'm sorry, but, like, if you're dumb enough to get your ex-girlfriend's name tattooed on your arm and, like, say you want to do all these things, then you better be prepared to put up with her stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I kind of agree because I think that what Stassi wants is attention, and I think she wants him. Stassi has such a strong personality, and she's such an outspoken female that I think she wants a guy to tell her, look, shut up.
Exactly.
And, like when we see Jax a little bit later in the episode, whenever they're talking outside of Sir, and he's like, your jokes are not funny. Like, I don't care. Other people might find them funny. Cut it out. That's like, she kind of, you know, withdraws a little bit, and she's kind of like, okay, like, fine. And she's not running her mouth anymore. Yeah. So I think that's what she wants, and that's why she pokes him and provokes him, because she wants him to kind of go off. Like, she likes it rough.
I would have had respect for him if in that moment he was like, get out of my apartment. Either you're here to like help me out and see how I am, or get out. Like, what do I need you here? Like,
yeah, and he said that on his confessionals. I was like, just say that to her. Because he was obviously pissed. And it was like, I mean, he was saying that was $75. That was $100 that she's pouring down the drain. And I know, like, he probably doesn't need to be taking that stuff, but that's his money. Like, he's actually spent money on this stuff.
Yeah, and he can resell it.
Yeah. Probably make more money on that one.
Auction it off.
And then we see like a little duel scene. I love when they do these duel scenes that are like on the same day. And like Katie and Stassi are practicing their dance. And then Tom and Jax all are hanging out. And I love Tom Schwartz.
He's the best.
He's just so cute. And I love that he called Jax out. He was like, oh, you didn't have an undershirt to wear? And that hoodie. I was like, I mean, that is just tickety-tack. That is like, that's like homeless person, like not wearing an undershirt, just wearing a hoodie. I was like, who are you? Like
who
Chippendales? I don't know what this is.
Unbelievable.
I'm not putting $1 in your bra, okay? And I like that they all feel up Jax's nipple. And I love that Tom Sandoval was like, oh, let me see, like feeling it up. I was like, I see what's happening here. I'll give it that. I'll just give you a little yay eye. How about that? And I love that Katie called Stassi out and was like, only Stassi would attack Jax as soon as he got out of the hospital. I feel like Katie sometimes is, or a lot of times is the voice of reason. Like sometimes she's a little crazy and says things that are like, what? Where are you getting this from? But I think that she's very honest. I like Katie. For the things that she says, sometimes she's very honest.
Is she honest in the moment or in the confessional? I think she's honest a lot of times in the confessional. But I never see her, and maybe it's edited out. I don't know. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. But I would like for her to express her sentiments that we see in the confessional to her friends.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Be it Kristen or Stassi.
Because she is, I think she does deliver some good lines in the confessionals. Like, she's funny. But, like, whenever she's with the group, she's just kind of like a wallflower a little bit.
See, I feel like for her confessionals, for me, they could be kind of like cute and funny, but I feel like they seem like, that was cute and funny. Like, I did a good one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, that's what I get from her. Like, she was like really like pat on the back, like, that was good, Katie. That was good. Whatever.
I can see that.
I'm drinking that haterade, I guess, but like,
I mean,
I don't care.
I mean, doing a confessional, I would feel the same thing too. It was like, yeah, that was a good line. Like, they're so gonna use that, you know?
I feel like Stassi's are actually really good though.
Yeah, Stassi just does it. And
Like,
she's like,
whenever she's like, I mean, I have big boobs. If worse comes to worse, I'll just
Gonna
shake them.
Yeah.
I wonder if they prepare for the confessionals, like write punchlines and things that they're
Oh,
gonna
I
like.
so would. I'd be like,
totally
what should
would.
I say about this? And I would get it down on paper.
I totally would.
Like, hold the cue card. Let's go. And then the next scene, we move on to Sir and Sheena. I love that Lisa like walks in and Sheena walks straight up to her. And of course, this is probably editing. There was a conversation probably before. I'm benefit of the doubt, but she was like, Danny is spreading rumors about Tom and Ariana. Like directly to Lisa. I was like, okay, here we go. And then Lisa goes straight up to Danny, who just so happens to have cameras on her, and ever so conveniently, Tom is behind the bar. So magic, so magic. It's just real. It's all real. And I love how they have this huge blowout fight. Or not, it's not a huge blowout, I guess. It's just like a kind of meeting of the minds a little bit, like blow for blow.
You know
More ways than one with Ariana and Tom. Blow for blow. All right, go.
You know what bothered me about that is, and I don't know why I'm like so on Kristen's side for everything, but I wish that Lisa was like, Danny, like shut up and get out and mind your own business. Because I feel like a lot of her, and although she did say that at some point, I feel like she's still saying like, Kristen, like don't say anything. Like Kristen is constantly on her toes. And obviously she disrespected Lisa in the beginning of the season, but like, why does like Kristen have to watch what she's saying? Like people are talking about her relationship, getting in her business. Like why doesn't Danny mind her business and shut up?
And it's not like Kristen started the drama too.
Right.
Like for Lisa, I get what that's like the best thing to say because she didn't start it. These other people are starting it and bring her in.
And like
Yeah.
Kristen said that too. She's like I don't know if I'm jumping ahead at all, but I think this is like all in the same scene pretty much. Danny's like, your relationship is like between you and Tom is just so effed up or whatever. And Kristen's like, I've never spoken to you about my relationship with Tom. So like,
Then shut your mouth.
shut your mouth.
Yeah. And then Kristina Kelly jumps in, who looks amazing.
She
in
looks
like,
so good.
in her party. So let's
looks
just move on into the party. We can just start talking about that too.
I have
yeah.
a quick comment. Okay, I agree with you that because I wrote down like, why did Lisa pull Kristen to the side and say like, hey, knock it off, like don't say anything, like you need to chill, don't
Deal
cause
with this
drama
outside of work,
Yeah,
yeah.
why did she reprimand her? But then at the same time, Lisa tells her like, hey, don't say anything at work, and then like 5 minutes later, she does walk over to Danny and says something. So I don't know if Lisa's doing it proactively because she knows how Kristen is, and she knows that Kristen has been, known to start drama in the past. That was kind of the way that I made
Kristen
some
wasn't
reasoning
around supposedly for this scene, and then Kristen walks up into the scene without knowing that they're discussing it. Supposedly, like she's probably waiting around the corner, like, "There's my line,
There's my
running on
cue."
in."
Well,
yeah.
she calls Danny over, doesn't she? She's like, Danny, she said something.
No,
that
it was just Lisa, Danny, and Tom, and then Kristen walks in.
But then afterwards, that's what you were talking about. She confronts Danny and Tina is there as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
Kristina.
And she's like, let me holler at you for a second. She says something that's kind of like a little bit urban. I remember making a mental note of it. She's
definitely.
like, don't get the record twisted. Or it was something along those lines.
Totally.
Something urban. I can't. And
It
so
was.
let's move on to Guillermo's surprise party and finish in the episode. Everyone's just getting ready, and there's supposedly like this weird. They were trying to create this drama with Sheena not wanting to get her makeup and hair done and her outfit on. I was like, this storyline. Like,
Snooze.
why?
Sheena's never met a makeup chair that she didn't love.
And like, she would love to put on a lash and like this crazy lace makeup. Like, and that whole thing about her hair, like, I curled it today. I didn't want to put it up. Like, what? It was just like,
Right,
this is
doesn't
all
even
you
feel like
have for
her.
her. Like, this is the only storyline you have for her.
Well, I'm actually surprised that they didn't have Stassi and Sheena do the burlesque dance. Like, I know that there's this backstory of Katie and Stassi did the classes, but I think that there would have been like more drama had Stassi and Sheena had to work together and overcome their differences to like get this routine together. And especially considering that like Sheena is supposed to be like the performer and she did the whole dance last season. So that to me was a little bit surprising.
I wish they would have had like Sheena come out of a cake or something and like do like happy birthday, you know, like
I can
Mr.
see it.
President.
I can see it.
Wouldn't that be kind of awesome?
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the future producers and directors of Vanderpump Rules.
I think they would get a lot farther with us.
They would.
We could give them some ideas. But I will say, Kristina Kelly, I have to repeat it again, Kristina Kelly looked the best in the makeup.
She looked
Yeah,
good.
she
I thought
did.
everyone,
Amazed.
you didn't think so?
I didn't.
What? Who did you think looked good?
I don't think
Nobody?
that makeup looked. That makeup didn't do anything for any of them. I don't think.
I mean, they look like a dumb drag queen. Like, I can't. It was really stupid.
I mean, I think that Danny looked the best. I think she's really
She didn't have
attractive.
any makeup.
Well, she
was
didn't
like
even
natural
have any
face.
makeup
She had
on.
the normal
I guess
dress
that's,
on.
I guess that's why I thought she looked the best. I don't know.
I mean, that makeup was kind of janky.
I think
but
it was the hair that kind of screwed everyone up.
why was it so dark?
I don't even know if it was,
And
that it was dark. It was just
like,
like
on top
it wasn't
there.
flattering, like on
that,
the top
like-
of their head.
Looked like a growth or something, like on there. I can't. But it was just really cute seeing like how Guillermo was surprised. Like, I like him, and I love what Lisa shared about his past. Like, he used to be a dishwasher, and he worked really hard, and he has kids and a house, and a wife, and is
She
living
didn't
a
say
fabulous
wife.
life.
No one else made a
She
note
didn't
of that.
say wife.
She didn't say wife.
She said kids and,
And his house
restaurant.
and restaurant. I was like,
Well, who's
Jake.
Natalie?
Remember, I was asking. I was
Natalie
like,
is his wife. I
Is
think.
she? Or do we just assume that?
I think we just assumed that.
Well, Sheena says whenever they're looking at the cake, she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to be married, or
yeah.
I want a husband," or whatever. So I was assuming,
I feel like that's just like her
mean-
being like, I want to be married.
like, who is that? His sister? Like, why does she buy this dude a
And why are they
car?
maybe it's
Yeah.
like his girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
I mean, that's a. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe she just left her out accidentally. But I definitely was like,
Yeah.
what happened to
It was
Natalie?
strange.
Like, that's part of the American dream, having like a hot wife. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it for sure is. And
What-
one of the other conversations that was amazing was drunk Lisa and drunk Natalie talking to Jax about why didn't he have his shirt off, which was surprising. Like, I was like, why doesn't he not have his shirt off? Like, this is his whole thing.
I didn't like this.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I just feel like this is not the time or place to bring something like this up to your bosses at a birthday party, a surprise birthday party that they're throwing.
Well, they were kind of drunk though,
yeah, I think he saw the alcohol flowing and he just went for it.
and he just is like kind of a, he just like always says things, and I'm just like, you're such a, excuse me, pussy. I can't.
It's not a tumor, like on the side of his, like,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
a
it's
huge
not even, like,
bulging,
for
like,
sure
tumor.
cancer.
I think that if he would have taken his shirt off and just proceeded with the evening, no one would have known differently.
Or even if he didn't, like, why do you have to try and make people feel bad for you? I just feel like that's what he's trying. He's like seeking sympathy.
And then he talked. Of course, it was like,
It's so
I'm-
disrespectful
Stassi's
for
mad
people who
at- I'm
actually
mad
have
at
an illness.
Stassi.
Yeah.
And then he brought up Stassi being like making fun of him and stuff to Lisa and them. I was like, they have this is the most unprofessional work environment. Like, they know way too much
Way
about
too much.
each other.
Yeah.
But what you guys think about, like, Katie and Stassi doing a dance for their boss? Like, am I the only person who thought that was, like, slightly...
That was weird.
I was like,
Awkward.
why have them if you're gonna hire these girls? Just let these other girls do it.
Yes.
I'm just glad that they didn't wear the outfit with the
the
breast
pasties.
out and the pasty, because
I
that
kind of wish it was so that it was like really
Step it
inappropriate.
up a bit,
Like,
yeah.
Like, if you're going to go there, go there.
yeah.
because that's what I thought they were wearing at first, and that is,
That.
and it was just a little bit like perverse maybe because he is 45/50 and they're in their 20s, and it's just kind of like like the older
Yeah, like
man
how
that's like having
creepy.
sexual
Yeah.
fantasies about these young girls, and I know that happens all the time in Los Angeles. But I mean, I've even dated someone that was like 50, but we digress. But it just, I don't know. I guess I would assume that's something people kind of keep on the hush versus it just being out there in the open and him like, yeah.
Weird.
And then I liked how this episode ended, just for the fact that we finally get to see Jax like
Grow
have
some
some
balls.
balls. Finally, like I was almost like taken aback watching the episode because I've never seen that side of him where he's like, I don't like your jokes, like what you were saying earlier, Michelle. Like, I don't like your jokes. They're not funny to me. Everyone else thinks they're funny, not to me. And then she just kind of, I mean, like, she zipped it. Like, she couldn't say anything, and she got up and left. And she still tried to take a dig at him about alcohol whenever he was like, I just want to drink the pain away. Which was, like, dramatic and soap opera. Like, it was really lame.
He'd be great on a soap opera.
Oh,
Days
for
of Our
sure.
Lives.
Like, they can barely utter, like, 2 words. He'd be perfect. And it was just refreshing to see him stand up to her. And I know that you maybe aren't on his side completely, but
that was great that
I
you
do
did
think
that.
that was great.
That's why I'm not on his side, because we need to see more of that for me to like him. Like, otherwise he just looks like a big baby who's like, meh, like crying and like whining all the time. Like,
Drinking his
dude,
pain
you're like
away.
a 35-year-old man. Like,
And
take
like,
control of your life.
I
Like,
got this for you.
Yeah.
Like, pointing out his tattoo.
exactly. Exactly.
All right, so let's move into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
My prediction is that it's not more a prediction, it's more of like a statement. I'm excited to see Stassi and Jax apart, because I think Stassi's gonna get even like meaner and nastier to like trying to cut him down and like get him back, and he's just gonna like push himself away completely. Because in that interview he said, I am done with her, like we are not gonna be together. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with the two of them. It's gonna be ugly. What about you?
I agree with you on your prediction. I'm like very interested to see more of Ariana and Sheena, and especially Sheena. I feel like to be on the opening credits as like one of the main people on this show, she's barely in it. Like, I feel like they're fighting for ways to get her in each episode. So I predict that, oh my God, she might get engaged, and then she'll be in more episodes and go back to and get that wedding cake.
I predict that Tom and Ariana are totes. They're gonna hook up.
If they didn't
feel it.
already.
If they didn't already.
Yeah, if that's hasn't happened already.
Michelle?
I predict that Kristen and Tom are going to get into a huge fight, and it's going to be really dramatic, but they're still not going to break up.
And is that every day in their life?
prediction.
Yes, that's a really great prediction. Depressing, but good. All right, so you can find me on Twitter at Jake_Dupree and on Instagram and Facebook at Jake Dupree.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias.
Twitter and Instagram at Sabrina P. Walker.
I'm Michelle Renee. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee LA.
We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.